And so that leads us to tendercare. Tell us about tendercare. What inspired you to create it, and how does the use of AI support family caregivers?
So tendercare is the single one-stop shop for a family who is embarking on a journey of modern caregiving. It is a set of tools to get educated on what it means based off of conditions and family dynamics to be a caregiver, to be leaning in as a family unit and taking care of someone, a set of tools to get organized, store all of the important information you are going to need as a caregiver and as a family along the way. Things like health insurance information, social security, where does your loved one bank, what documents are legal, paperwork has already been filled out, what insurance policies do you have? These are a lot of different disparate pieces of information that actually all come together to help a family make very smart decisions. And then it's a number of different assessments and guides. There's different parts of caregiving all along the way. I mentioned a few. Well, when is it time to take away the keys? When is it time to think about moving? Because, mom or dad's home is no longer the best possible place for them to stay safe. There's too many stairs, or it's really hard to get in and out of the shower. What are some of those checks and balances and assessments you can take to know the right moment in time to really come together and have some of these discussions? And then how do you just stay on top of the flow of this? So much of this is the daily parts of making sure you're not missing a dentist appointment, making sure that you're showing up and you've got, all the coordinated travel for, an upcoming doctor's visit. And then on the other side of the spectrum, every once in a while, there's an emergency, something happens. There's a slip and fall. There's a reason to get to the ER really quickly. How do you make sure that everybody is prepared? We've got the right information. So, a doctor can move really quickly and give the best care. All of this is on tendercare. It's really the set of tools I wish I had when I first started. This is really trial by error, be like, wow, this would have been helpful at that point in time. And so how do we make sure that this is a little bit easier for everyone else? We're also in this moment in time, which is so exciting, which is, we're in the midst of an AI renaissance where we are looking at being able to use technology to solve very complex, very personal, unique problems with incredible precision. We couldn't do this before. And so it's so exciting to be able to bring AI to this particular experience, like very simple, pragmatic, like tools. We're integrated with Medicare, for instance. And so to be able to, in a few clicks, ingest all of your health data, your medications, your past visits, your primary care physicians, that's just specific to you or your loved one, and then immediately start applying all the checks and balances against databases of like contraindications for medications, like really great, strong care, gerontologist approved care tips on top of what is very unique and specific to your loved one. These are some of the ways AI can be sprinkled throughout this experience and this information that just makes the tools that we're building today so much more powerful than they could have been, just a couple years ago.
Yeah, when we started this podcast, we're in our fourth season. My co-host and I, Corbin, we were kind of initially looking at, the world really needs some kind of almost like an Angie's List for aging, and started kind of exploring those ideas. We had, and programs like tendercare have thankfully kind of stepped in there, because we were like, I don't have the technological background to be able to figure this all out. And just the explosion of technology and information has just occurred in that period of time. It's just amazing. And
you're speaking my language, Jeff. Yeah. Angie's List for caregiving is exactly what's needed. Many of us we're families that were spread out from each other. We're living in different places. Word of mouth is harder for us. And so how do you really quickly find the best trusted services in a specific area that you can feel comfortable putting into your own home, your mom's home, your dad's home? You need that really quickly. And so one of the things that has been most exciting for us is a trusted services marketplace that we have rolled out, started on the East Coast, rolling out across the country, of like vetting all of the different services, senior move managers, elder law attorneys, right? Care concierges. How do you make sure you know what the best are? What are the criteria for looking for the best? Those like local heroes who are doing incredible above and beyond service. And then how do you very quickly surface that to, a group of people that may not even know the name of that service? Senior move manager, that's something that I learned along this journey. So how do you make those connection points for a family to feel really good about the choices they're making? It's one of the things where we've seen, quite frankly, the biggest demand and also the biggest opportunity on our platform.